The next question, I'll go first to Mr. Abhay Karpure and then I'll come to Mr. Abhijit Pradhan. Fine. So my next question is that are there any differences in between different industries when it comes to the kind of expectations stakeholders have or the way you manage stakeholders? Are there any differences in as per the industry they belong to? Is there any specific characteristics of stakeholder management engagement as per specific industries?
Yes, I would say there would be a slight difference as you must consider the type of industry that is coming out over there and the timeline through which the impact would be visible or applicable to those stakeholders. For an example, a residential building development and a commercial complex development would affect different category of people differently and for a different term of time. Similarly, a factory for manufacturing clothes would be treated differently than a factory which is producing chemicals. I recall a project where I was constructing a school in one of the cities and our company was constructing a sewage treatment plant in the same city. Both the projects were important for municipal corporation, who was responsible for these services. However, the project would have different impact on people living in the vicinity of these two projects. While corporation welcomed both the project, people living near STP were opposing the same. So you need to look at all the stakeholders from their perspective, how the project is impacting them.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Right.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pradhan, your valuable inputs, please.
Yeah, so it is very, I mean, stakeholder from different industry, they have a different behavior. So I would like to give an example. One is from the IT industry and second IT industry in India. And second is versus the country in Malaysia. We were doing a project for a government-owned Petronas company. You know?
Okay.
The difference is in the IT sector or in IT sector, whether it's in India or outside India, they have already gone through a big cycle. So they know the importance of typically the communication and then, you know, change requests and all those things are very well known to them. It's in their blood. So they immediately, whenever there are some change requests, it's accepted easily. But when we went to Malaysia, we had some different issue that, you know, initially there were some, we could see at the bottom level, change requests were not at all accepted. You know, people were opposing that. But at the senior level, because it's a government organization, we found out that there was actually a very well laid down structure for change management. There was every first Tuesday of the month, they used to conduct a meeting specially for change requests. So senior management was very well aware of that process. And so it was very easy. It was easier for us to, you know, take the change request, get it approved from them, and then actually implement on the project later on. But then even in Indian companies, particularly manufacturing companies and construction companies, whenever we think about change requests, it's actually opposed. Very, I mean, say, how can you forget the scope? How can you make the scope change? True. And so on. These are very common things we observe. So this is depending on the industry, geography. There is a big change in the perception. That's all.
Yes, great. So it just kind of reinforces the fact that yes, industry to industry, there is a customized way of managing stakeholders, but nevertheless, PMP is applicable everywhere. And there are examples of managing stakeholders across the industries. Great.
Right.
So my next question will be to Mr. Abhijit Pradhan first, and then request Mr. Karpure to give his insights also. So, Mr. Pradhan, how important is to categorize stakeholders and design specific strategy for that category of stakeholders? Is it really helpful as it is shown in the theory? Is it really helpful practically?
Yeah, here I would like to give a very, a very well-known example of Sachin Tendulkar. You know, Sachin Tendulkar, when he started constructing his bungalow in Bandra, what he did is that he wrote mails to all the neighbors saying that, you know, I'm going to construct in next 2 years, I'm going to construct a bungalow and there will be a lot of noise and dust and everything. So please bear with me. And then I'm giving in advance my apology, as well as I'm giving thanks to you for supporting me. And then, that was the big news in the newspaper. And then throughout the 2 years, he had no trouble at all. He constructed the bungalow very effectively. And why? Because he classified, he were knowing those are neighbors, though they were not part of the actual project. But, typically neighbors only create a lot of, negativity while during the construction. So he managed it really well. Exactly opposite happened when with the Shah Rukh Khan's bungalow in the same region, same area, Bandra. He was doing some kind of a renovation, and somehow he missed to inform to the media or to the neighbors or something. And just because of some hurdles, they created such a hangama, and then they created a big news in Mumbai Mirror, and many all the tabloids started floating news, and then actually Bombay Municipal Corporation finally came and stopped that work. So it was only because if you classify, these are the people, how to manage them. Actually, you can control the this one. So classification of the stakeholders helps you in deciding your strategy. And so,
Okay.
yes,
Great.
Abhay.
Yes.
So I would say that, you need to specifically separate out the stakeholders who are influential and can have large positive or negative impact based on their stakes in the project. It's not that project is not affecting them. So they also will consider this particular issue, that how it is impacting us. Now think about a negative one. For a small issue like a pipeline, water pipeline is going to serve the public. And when you are constructing a water pipeline project, the public who is actually getting suffered is very much happy that there is going to be water in our society in some days. However, think about a person, a tanker water supplier, who for all those years was supplying at cost water to these societies. He would oppose the project for obvious reasons and have influence at a very certain high levels, whereas the public will not have that influence also. So categorizing and especially checking where the negative impact is going to have on the project is an important aspect.
Right.
Okay. Great. So basically both of you mean to say that yes, categorization definitely helps. It helps us to approach stakeholder management in a more organized and planned manner, the way they specify in the theory. Practically also you have had that experience. Great. Thank you.